Hey, good morning and welcome to AI Command Academy. So, do you ever start the morning and you're just like, I need to get my thoughts together? I'm not really sure. I know I have a lot to do, but I need a plan. Well, let's use Claude Code and Obsidian. Show you how to do it just to get started in the day. And it's a lot of fun and I use it all the time. And I'll show you. Be right there.
Hi, this morning or today, I wanted to introduce some Claude Code. So Claude Code is is a program that runs directly on your computer, and not to scare anyone away, but it runs on the command line. Um, and what I'm going to show you today is a very straightforward workflow for something that I encounter frequently, and maybe you do too, where you wake up in the morning and you have your to-do list, but there's just so much to do. The to-do list isn't even complete that you just need a little bit of guidance to set some priorities. And just like you would want to bounce an idea off someone, maybe a boss or supervisor, you can use Claude Code to do it. So it's a workflow. I'm going to use two tools. I mentioned Claude Code. I'm not going to spend time installing that. It is very easy, but I'm just going to skip right ahead to having it already installed. And then Obsidian, and that's just a program where you can manage documents. And we'll take a look. So we're looking at it right now on my screen. So there, again, two programs, Claude Code and Obsidian. So right now I'm setting up what they call a vault with Obsidian, and really it's just a directory on my computer. So I'm naming it my morning planner. That's the vault name, and the location can be anywhere on your hard drive. And this is where I've set mine. So I'm going to create it here. And it starts out with this welcome document. So this is just one document. Now, if we went to the directory where we created this vault, we would see one document called welcome. So I'm actually going to delete this one. So it's empty right now, and I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to call it Morning Planner. Okay, and so this is just, we're going to get rid of this. We don't need the graph view. Okay, this is just like a blank document. We can write whatever we want. It uses Markdown, which is a simple language, just to make bold and bullet points and so forth. But we're not going to worry about that. So now we're going to jump to another program, which I have. It's called Cursor. So you may have heard of this before, but this is where a lot of software developers write code. But do not be intimidated with that. In fact, I think Claude Code was misnamed as a product because you can do a lot with Claude Code without writing any code. So I have Cursor open, and just think of it as another workspace. And we're going to use that vault that I created in Obsidian and Cursor, and they're both pointing at the same directory on my machine. So I created, I went into Edit, File, and Open folder, and I went and opened that same folder that I created the vault. You can see I have Morning Planner here. See, and this is the files in that folder. You can see I created Morning Planner in Obsidian. You can see it showing up here. Now, when I initiate Claude, and all I did was at the command line type Claude, it opened up this. And this is what I want to point out, is that I am now connecting it to my subscription. So the beauty is that you can use Claude Code with a pro subscription. So I'm just going to, here. So I have to authorize, it's opened up another browser in my window here. I'm just going to authorize that, yes, you can use my Claude Code Pro subscription, and you can see that it's initiated. So there we go. It's initiated. And now I'm just going to take the defaults here. We're set to go. So it's actually a very friendly interface. So we're right here. And you can just simply say like, hi, how are you? Just like you would in your browser. And it's just talking to Claude, okay? It does a little bit more thinking here. I have thinking on by default. I can turn that off. Hello, I'm doing well. So blah, blah, blah. You can just chat with it. I mean, that's the thing, is like you're not actually writing code. But what's nice is you can reference then the files that are in the side here. So what I'm going to do is go back to Obsidian and just treat this like my document. Okay, so now everything is set up. Okay, so I'll come back with my morning to-do list, and then I'll ask Claude to help me plan. I'll be right back. Okay, so I just I went more or less stream of conscious here, and I kind of made up some of these things. But in my morning planner, I wrote, "Hi, I have a to do." This is pretend like I'm speaking to Claude right now. Okay, so this would be instead of writing in a prompt to Claude. So I have a to do list, and I need to get as much done today, but also walk the dog, run to the store briefly for dinner, and get some lunch in my kitchen. I didn't want them to think I was like going to go out for a 3-course lunch. I also want to create a short YouTube video, investigate setting up a new form, revisit the course in my mail program, and investigate the bug I reported with a particular program I'm using. So this is, again, instructions for Claude. Act like a personal project manager and propose a schedule for today. Break down each to-do item so that you take into account the real time involved and don't overschedule. I want to be done by 5:30 p.m. with clear steps to pick up tomorrow if I don't finish. And so I'm going to add here, I will use this each day of the week. So create the schedule in its own markdown file because I didn't spell that right, mark file, because I will do something similar tomorrow. So you can see I'm not like spending a lot of time like creating this prompt. I'm just kind of like describing how I would be talking to an intern or an assistant or something like that. That's the beauty. So, okay. So that's within Obsidian. Now, if I switch over to Cursor, I can open up this file and you can see it's a little bit cluttered here. Let me close that. So I'm opening up the exact same file. So that file I just created in Obsidian, I now see it in Morning Planner. Okay, it's great. So it's kind of like two different programs looking at the same file. And so now Claude, which is down here, I can say, please review and execute. And then I do the @ sign, and then I can refer to the file. So see that? So please review and execute Morning Planner. Okay, so I'm going to hit go. And you know what I'm going to do? I just did Shift Tab and it goes into plan mode. Okay, and so I'm going to hit Enter. Close this so we have a little bit more real estate. So Claude Code is going to go into this more advanced plan mode, and it's typically used for creating code. But if you're just asking it everyday things, it's quite amazing how it does all of its planning before it does anything else, and then eventually it will write that file to my file system. So it's actually writing it onto my computer. Which will be very nice for referring to it tomorrow, let's say. So in its planning mode, it came up with a couple of questions that it needs help with. So what time should your schedule start today? Let's say, let me move something here. It asked me for, so what happened is I actually, it asked me questions and I hit the wrong key and it blew away my opportunity to give answers. So I just said, like, what were the questions again? And here we are. So one, I'm going to say, what time to start? I think it was, I'm going to say noon. No, 11. Just do this. And then 2, output type. Do you want only today's? Do I want reusable template? Today's, both reusable. And then 3, answer the question. Which tasks are high priority and must be completed today. Let's do email course and video. Okay. That's the benefit of doing the plan mode, is that it can surface some of these questions, and before it goes ahead with the plan, it will interject and ask you for your response. It's that real human in the loop. Okay, so this is something that happens all the time, which is a good thing in Claude Code, is it's asking you to confirm, especially before it starts writing any files to your file system. But I'm not gonna spend a lot of time reviewing this. I'm just gonna auto accept all the changes at this point. All right, so it's creating the files. Okay, so it's done. It was in execution mode. And it has today's schedule, and it wrote a file, which we'll review, and then the reusable template that I can use. And so let me switch back to Obsidian, and then we can see, boom, there we go. So this is the schedule for today. And it has, it put it in this markdown format where I can check things off and prioritized everything. I think it's smart enough to know I can't probably cram all that stuff in today, but it gives me an idea what I can do tomorrow. And so I did ask it to create a template so that I could come in tomorrow and run the same thing. So there's the template, the schedule, the morning block, the focus work block, the afternoon block, and then the didn't fit block. So pretty cool. I mean, obviously I could come in and customize this more. But here we go. Like, just in the matter of a few minutes, I've come up with not only my help for today, but a template that I could use going forward. And you can do this as simply as opening up a new file here, and put the date at the top, and put your to-do list, and just say, like, whatever I didn't finish yesterday, and I want to try to accomplish these other 3 things. And so it can move beyond a daily planner to like a weekly planner. I think the benefit here is, or the thing I want you to realize, is that you can use Claude on your computer with Claude Code without writing. You're not even writing code, you're just using these files. And the fact that the files persist on your system and you can refer to them tomorrow, Claude's not going to forget anything. It's going to have access to these files and know where to pick up the next day. And it sure beats having to re-explain everything to Claude each time, like you have to do on the web interface. So thanks for hanging in there. This was a long video. We're going to go, there's a lot more to cover in Claude Code, but I just wanted to demonstrate how easy it is to get started. And we'll go from there. Thanks again. See ya.